Good morning. It rained overnight. It's pretty wonderful out here right now. The sounds and the smells in the desert are nice when it rains. We don't get rain often, and when we do, it's a good thing. It clears everything off and kind of put me in one of those moods this morning where I felt very what's the word? Contemplative. I'm probably saying that word wrong, but grabbed my coffee and was like, you know what? I cute cup. I'm cute. That's kind of was my face. Was have a video this morning and catch up and do one of those more relaxed videos where you're not like attempting to teach or anything else, where you're just sitting and talking to your friends that you know. Come on and watch your video. So hey, good morning. Yes, grab a coffee. We got donuts from Bosa this morning. If you're not from Arizona, yeah, you're missing out. Donuts from Bosa. Come out here, Bosa donuts. I got a yummy one this morning. I got one of these big ones to the chocolate. Got one of these this morning. Yum. So I'm gonna be working on that and talking to you and working on my coffee and just hanging outside because I felt like I needed it. Felt like I wanted to sit and talk to my friends that actually watch the videos, and yeah, I'm gonna eat a donut and have coffee like if we were sitting in a coffee shop together, because I guess I miss that. I do. I guess I miss the whole donut shop, coffee shop existence that when I was growing up, I remember that you walk in and there'd be that group of people that were sitting inside Winchell's or whatever it was, and mostly men yakking about and stuff, but seems like that's not something that happens now. So I'm gonna do it sitting out here. Cheers to your coffee. Cheers to if you have a donut, wherever, whatever time of morning it is. And so yeah, where is she at? Why is she like this morning? Because that's how life works. You can't always be like this smiling crazy person, and you can't. I don't know. For me, it's kind of ebbing and flowing, and the more that I'm learning and seeing and experiencing, it's curbing me to who I am. And today I'm kind of tired, and just like I said, felt like I wanted to hang out with my friends out there. Wanted to hang out for a little bit. The Bobcat study that I'm working on, I've learned so much in such a short amount of time. Just recently saw a thing even on the news, basically saying the same thing that I had said in a video. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It was just, it was kind of neat that I was in line at the same thing that is happening. There are more bobcats around. People are seeing them on their patios when they go and talk to the experts. It is the fires, the heat, the drought, all those things are pushing the cats into where we live. But at the same time, like I guess that's where the emotions start coming in. That other part of me goes, haven't we as humans kind of sterilized a lot of our areas into thinking that we shouldn't have anything on the grounds that we live in? So scoot everything out, whether it's ants or scorpions or mice or whatever on up the chain, and wherever everyone lives, they want it to have no animals around. And that pushes the animals and reptiles and everybody else out into these other areas. And it sends the balance off. And not only does it send the balance off with the animals and where they're living, but what I've noticed is it's really sent the balance off on people and what their expectations of what a wild animal is or how it's going to behave compared to a domestic animal, or whether you should be seeing one, or why to me it's just so strange that everyone's like, these animals are coming into our area. As we continue to scoot human existence out further and further into these types of property. I live really far out, and at one point in time there was probably very few houses, but they keep popping up around here, but there's a lot of space. But to me it would seem ridiculous to come out and live someplace that looks like this and not expect animals to be around top to bottom. I mean, how could I live out here and not expect there to be snakes or tarantulas or scorpions or all that where I live? And by simply clearing that dirt doesn't necessarily change that forever and ever and ever. This was home to a lot of different species. What I'm also encountering in my life is this strange crossover of that whole a big cat it's not a domestic cat. It's not even anywhere the same. I'm not gonna sit this morning and try to be like, this is the difference between a wild cat or a domestic cat. But there's a huge difference. And to act like our domestic cats, they're not even that domestic. From what I've read and watched and stuff, this still got a little way to go. Argue me on that if you want to, again, in the comments. But any form of cat, it has attitude. I have scratch marks from my cat because she got upset with me because I was raking her and I decided to leave, and she didn't like that and took a swipe at me. And that's a domestic cat who's tiny, who could hurt me. Having these larger ones around and on your patio, on by your pool, and those type of situations, you can never blur that line that larger cat is going to act like anything but a wild animal. And it is. It's a wild animal, and it's going to behave like one. I think what I'm sensing is that as humans, by pushing that away, you're not prepared for the reality of, right? So we watch these shows and we go, well, people that live in Alaska are used to having bears around. Well, people that live out here should be used to having bears around too, or whatever. You know what I mean? There's this whole like, well, I've sanitized my area so much. I saw on a video this morning, there was a bear in a grocery store inside. It was in LA somewhere. Yeah. You have mountain lions there, you have bears there, you have snakes there in California. Its property looks very similar to this as you go across. There's no lines for the animal. Okay, but you keep pushing them out. At some point, we're all going to run into each other. So, yeah, I'm on that side of people that want to put ramps and different things for the animals and protect it. I just find a different balance. It says a lot. It's an overwhelming kind of like when you start watching and seeing, okay, well, where is my place and do I even have one? And for me, it feels like this, just the comfort that I have. I normally talk to the void, whoever I'm talking to, in terms of safety, in terms of balance, in terms of that kind of stuff. And I think that is where I am going to stay. That is my realm. That is some form of voice of balance, voice of reason, voice of the connection. And that is what I learned. I always go back to the zoo, but that is what I learned. That was my role at the zoo. There was the general population, and there was those people that dedicated their lives to taking care of the animals, and then there was a few of us that were able to kind of bridge that gap, the alliance, the whole thing, where we could help educate and talk and help meet those in the middle. And I do think that's my role, but not on the same scale as the zoo anymore. That's why I'm doing the videos and just who I am at this point in my life, and the education that I have, and the voice that I'd like to have would just be love and balance in nature and that kind of thing. So much. And so, like I said, as a person that works alone, far out, a lot of my friends, this is how I communicate with you. I grabbed my coffee this morning. I grabbed my donut. See, I'm talking so much. I'm not eating my donut. This happens when I go out to eat with my friends at breakfast. They know that too. Talk so much that I don't even eat what's in front of me. So yeah, at this point, I'm changing, growing, learning, adapting as a 52-year-old Stacy. Going where to in terms of all of it, and seeing it on the news, and that climate change is bad, and I'm tired of arguing and the fires and everything. Okay, change is happening, and I hope I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be. When I sit here, when I talk, when I take up my space, when I take up my friends' time, am I saying the things that I should be? Am I doing it? And so there's a lot of, for me lately in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of focus on, okay, what are you doing? What is your steps forward? What are you hoping to achieve? And when I started volunteering, I had to make a commitment to volunteering somewhere far, far away, like I told you, because they don't have those kind of facilities all around here. I also have other issues. I have anxiety. A lot of you guys know that I have anxiety that I deal with. Being on the freeway for a couple hours to do certain things. There was a compounding things that made me decide I'm gonna step back from volunteering over there, because I need something closer to home and something closer in line with what I'm working on. instead of something that, yeah, was very cool to my heart, but taking me in another direction. And I think that's why I wanted to sit and talk today too, is because again, we always talk about giving each other allowance, or someone like me saying, yeah, things don't necessarily go right. And whatever you see from me, or, oh, she's this or she's that. I have to make decisions based on myself. Is this going to work? Is this what I'm doing? And I guess it's just part of growing up, is being that grown up Stacy that's got to go, okay, I don't have as much time to go around the mountain to make the mistakes anymore. Is this right? Are you doing this? Are is your path forward what it's supposed to be? And so, yeah, I said, you know what? I'm draining myself in the wrong direction when my energy and everything that I have needs to go here. Okay, so as you step in life, continue forward and analyze. Don't run so fast, and really take a look at yourself and go, why am I doing the things that I'm doing, and is it for good? And so, yeah, I'm at a spot where I feel like I'm learning a tremendous amount. I can share a lot because I have this fun platform. And I do need to work on those studies. If I spread myself too thin, I can't. And I watched myself do that time and time again, where the recovery time isn't there because I'm just doing all this kind of stuff. So yes, of course gonna continue to volunteer and give, but I have to be careful for myself, for my health, how far I'm gonna go, those type of things. So it just didn't. Yeah. So that's where I'm at, and it's good. There isn't bad. The amount of things, like I said, that I've learned lately, it's phenomenal. So I keep writing stuff down and like I said, analyzing. Okay, where are you going? What are you moving forward? What are you hoping to do? If there was ever what if I left this earth tomorrow, it would be that I changed people's idea towards their thoughts on nature, how they saw the animals around them, the wanting to protect them, to knowing it does matter, you matter. We're part of a chain that's big and beautiful, and I guess that's it. That it was support in everyone that I know to learn more, because we do better the more we know. I don't understand having these amazing phones and not constantly. I'm always looking stuff up and trying to learn more. Some of the damage that I saw that us humans have done that we can fix is this whole, if I see a baby something and I go and pick it up, don't go pick up a baby something that you see out there. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't see a baby coyote or see a baby bobcat or see a baby raccoon and run to it. The damage. And it's hard to explain. You think you're doing good, but those mamas are around. Animals teach their babies how to be out in the wild. They have to have some time alone. They have to be scared. They have to call their mom. It's the same thing we do with our children. There's a point when you take them to kindergarten and they turn and they go, "Ma, don't leave me here." But it's for their good. If a mama bobcat, if a mama coyote is taking one of their animals and putting it out there and it's going to go hunt somewhere, it's expecting that animal to do what it's teaching it to do. And if I step in because I happen to be on a walk or I'm nearby or whatever, and I go, "Oh, this poor baby," and I remove it, that damage is all over the place. Why, Stacy? Why is that wrong? Well, when you take an animal that should be afraid of you by nature, and you introduce it to a different kind of touching, communication, feeding. Often what we feed them isn't the proper food. Wild animals most of the time require some kind of bones and different things in their diet. It's a different diet than just mom's milk. To pick up a baby of that and then go, "Somebody's got to take care of it," starts a chain of wrong, is what it starts. And so there's things out there that we can all do. And like I said, that if that's my voice, then that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to jump on the sides of don't get out there and try to pick up the babies. Don't interfere in that way. Have a little bit more where you step back and go, "This is going to make an impact. What I'm doing is going to make an impact." I changed the things that I started using for laundry. Come these big plastic jugs. and it's not necessary. They make other stuff now where it's collapsible and things that you don't have to have these huge jugs of laundry detergent. There was little changes in my life that I was able to make and go, this could help. And if I told other people and somebody thought that was a good idea, that would, okay, let that then, okay, if I'm cool, okay, if it's cool not to use this. It's not cool to use these big plastic things and throw them away and expect what? We just have these mounds of trash. And yeah, this is what happens when it gets a little dark out here for me, and it just makes you, or at least for me, it makes me reflect. And yeah, I'll sit here. I'll scroll through, my YouTube channel and see people online and on live for hours and hours and hours, literally saying nothing. I'm gonna sit here with my coffee, talk to my friends that are out there, and have just that relaxed conversation of coffee and donut over. I think that we all, as a group, especially Generation X, those of us who are just hitting our 50s, can make this great positive change, have a different voice, have a different tone of everything that's out there. Go back to dancing, go back to being the people that we were as we were growing up. Something shifted, and I'm ready for the shift. I'm ready to feel different. I'm ready for the different vibes to come out. I'm ready for all of it, is what it feels like. And I think we're capable of it. Kind of exciting. For me, I'm excited because I'm just not sure really where it all leads to. I have some cool ideas of what I think or what, whatever, but the universe actually has plans for me too that I'm going to have to go along with. So yeah, and so in the meantime, it's do your best and take care of myself and take care of my house, my things, clean up, just do the best that I can. Get some sleep. Continue learning, continue sharing, continue what feels natural, continue reaching out to my friends. There are those that watch this and talk to me in different areas and say, this meant something to me, or I got something here, and that feels cool too. I guess on that note, I wish I heard more comments or whatever, because sometimes it does feel lonely making these, but maybe that's part of the lesson that I'm learning too, it is a big lesson that I'm learning. Spending time with yourself is not bad, and meeting this person, that's the thing that I had to do, is meet me in order to make these videos, is to listen to her and watch her and talk to her and all of that stuff and look forward to it and grow in that sense. So this part of me that does this weird talking on video or diary, reaching out, so I just felt more comfortable. It was obviously something that I felt compelled to do and keep doing. So there's this weird line with me that I do talk to my husband and my friends about. I want to have my nonprofit and I want to talk about those things that are important to me, but there's also that human side of Stacy that's like, okay, well, where does she fit into that? Well, she fits in outside with her coffee and her donut and her rock shirt and her is this rock? No, this is like, well, we call that new wave back in the day. I think they would have been considered new wave. They weren't punk. I don't know. Yeah, there's that other side of me that does this and comes and makes videos and hangs out. Thank you, as always, for the time. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for having your coffee and donut with me and just sharing some thoughts. And I'm sure, as always, that I've missed things or more things that I'm going to touch on. But today is one of those Wednesdays where you sit outside and just hang out. So I hope you have a good rest of your week. Give me some shout outs. Give me some ideas of some things. Let me know. And I'll be talking to you soon, probably about more Bobcat things that I've learned. But like I said, I can't say that I'm learning that. This is a continual learning. Much love to you from the desert. Talk to you soon.